Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my show, Crypto Express. In today's video, we're going to address key concerns. We all know Bitcoin has been down. Many are terrified that this is, is this a crash? Is this a correction? If it's a correction, how long is this correction going to last? There's been so much going on, honestly. So we're just going to start tackling one thing at a time. Okay, well, without further ado, let's jump into it. So I'm going to breeze over this news and I'm going to link all of my research below. But this tweet just sort of summarizes everything that's been going on with the SEC. We know that lately, I covered this in my last video, but Tornado Cash, this sort of like crypto transmitter, like mixer of sorts that some people have used, and they do have a reputation, unfortunately, for being used for like deliberately like erasing one's traces if one were to want to buy something illicit or illegal. So anyway, we know that Tornado Cash has been under review. We know they appealed this. I covered it in my last video. We know that Consensus has also been under the spotlight. And in this tweet, it's just really, really interesting. I will link it below, but essentially, like, Consensus breaks it down. They're basically being targeted and falsely targeted, and how this is all just part of like a grand scheme or plan by the SEC to basically go after crypto. We know that the Bitcoin ETFs in the US were approved. We know that this now introduces Bitcoin and the power of decentralization into the global markets. We know that Bitcoin takes power away from the global financial powers that have ruled the world for a very long time. And so we know, and I've said this in my previous videos and I'll say it again, we know that what's really going on and what we're observing and what we observe through this tweet, with just like the whole logic behind why the SEC and the government is going after different crypto companies, we know that where is it? Here, the founder of Binance, that's known as CZ, Changpeng Zhao, was sentenced to 4 months in prison. They're just going after everyone. We know FTX was well deserved. If you don't know what happened with FTX and you're new, welcome. FTX was just an exchange that was like fraudulent, right? They were misusing their customers' money, and so he went to jail, but that was rightfully so. But outside of that, it just seems that as if the government is just going after so many different crypto companies or projects, as we'd call them in crypto. So there does seem to be sort of this like vendetta or agenda. Not that well, I guess I would say so too. But as I've said in previous videos, I believe this is the case because, as I said, Bitcoin is such a powerful shift. It represents such a powerful shift in power and money, which is power globally, that we can expect this to happen. This is why I've said in previous videos, and I'll say it again, that we can expect this bull run. And from here on out, the crypto market to be unlike we've ever seen, because we have giants that have entered the crypto space and they are going to do their best to stay in control. So they're going to be doing everything they can do, right? Like if someone's attacking you, what are you going to do? Like you're going to throw a grenade, you're going to do as much as you're going to trip them, you're going to do as much as you can to confuse your enemy so that you can advance. It's just the art of war. So that's what's going on. But at least CZ only got 4 months in prison, and that's because they did a thorough background check on him, and he had so much support come in from all of the different Binance like people who know him, people who've done business with him, and he really, really checked out, which is really good news for the crypto space. But anyway, that said, this brings us to Bitcoin, which we know is down. Okay, we're going to get into this in a little further, like further down along in the video. But this is just a buying opportunity, guys. It's not financial advice, but that's how I see it. And that's how I know, like, top investors and real proper, well-educated financial investors. That's how they are seeing this opportunity. It's the correction before takeoff, So it's down, but it's not something, that should have you concerned unless you have some long positions in for money that, you can't afford to lose. But take this as an early lesson if this is you and this has happened to you. And don't do this moving forward. Like learn your lessons now. It's so important to drop, like I call them like memory pins. Like just remember what, like what decisions led you to make bad decisions. Like how did you feel? Like drop clues for yourself. But anyway, this is a time to buy. Okay, that said, at the time of this video, actually it should be going on now. The Fed's chair, Jerome Powell, is speaking. He should be speaking right now at the time of this video. So I can only imagine what I will wake up to. But this tweet is pretty awesome. It's by Rand Neuner. He's like the founder of one of the biggest crypto channels. Many of you may follow his channel. He basically summarizes it. He says he's just assuming that this is most likely what he's going to say at his speech, right? He's saying that they are going to be holding rates where they are. That inflation is still not at the 2% target and seems to be on a slight rise. They will need data to show the inflation is coming down before they can reduce rates, because that was like the hope, and that's what all the investors, and that's what everyone has been waiting for. It's for them to reduce interest rates, right? Because if they can reduce interest rates, then that encourages the market, encourages like your mom, your dad, encourages like you, now that we're older, it's not our mom and dad, it's us, to go buy, right? To go invest, because it's cheaper to do so. Well, that's what everyone was hoping would happen, but he's making up, I'm not going to say he's making up, but it sounds like he's making up reasons, and people are asking him to show, like the data to prove, like, what do you mean, like inflation is coming down, like is not coming down. Anyway, so that's going on now at the time of this video. I wish I could have waited to make this video, but it's 1 a.m. my time, and I had to come to you and just bring you the news. But anyway, so there are so many things going on right now in the market all at the same time. So, like different crypto founders are being gone after. It's awful, actually. Roger Ver, I heard today, he's like considered the Bitcoin evangelist. I heard he was arrested in Spain. I'm not going to bring that up because it's not nice. I'm not trying to like, circulate this news, but I'm just trying to explain that it's going on like quite a bit more than normal. And so we have crypto founders and crypto leaders and CEOs being gone after on the one hand, okay? Then we have the whole awful US economy situation where everyone was hoping that interest rates would be reduced, so that would like help stimulate and encourage the market to like, get back going in a natural way, but that's not happening, or maybe it is. Maybe we'll all be surprised. So there's that going on. The US market's like not doing good. Then of course we had the Hong Kong ETF that came out yesterday, and it was disappointing in comparison to the US, as you can see here. But that really shouldn't be, see, it generated just, see, even the language they use, just 11.2 million in combined trading. And of course, in comparison to like the US, like it was like tremendous. But it shouldn't be compared, right? Because we know that the Asia ETF market is so much smaller than the US ETF market. So it's just comparing, like, it's just not comparable. We're not comparing like apples to apples. Like they say, we're comparing like apples to peanuts, you know? So that I would say is the wrong way of looking at it. I think what is important in the Hong Kong ETFs being approved, it's what it represents. It represents that Bitcoin is now expanding globally, and that's amazing. It's just a matter of time. It's like a domino effect, you know, and they just all start falling. So that's what's really powerful of the Hong Kong ETFs, and that's what I would encourage you to like see it that way, you know? Like you can't compare a baby to like a giant, you know what I mean? It's like not comparable. Anyway, then there was all this drama. I'm not going to bring it up right now. But you guys must have heard, right? Or maybe you were affected by this, and if you were, I'm so sorry. But you all heard of the Eigenlayer, you know, restaking, right? Let me look it up for you. Eigenlayer. Eigenlayer. Anyway, they are. I think I made a whole video on Eigenlayer, but Eigenlayer it's like one of the top innovations of this bull run so far, where they basically introduced restaking benefits to your Ethereum. So now your same, you know, like staked ETH can be used to help like secure other aspects of other Ethereum or EVM compatible layers or chains or something like that. Don't quote me, okay? It was like a while ago, but it's really a tremendous technology. But there was all this FUD. I'm not going to call it FUD because it was real. But basically, long story short, so many people were disappointed because Eigenlayer had this huge airdrop and people were very excited and they went and staked their was it their like their ETH. I didn't participate, as you can tell. I've been dealing with my dog, okay, poor baby, but he's doing really, really good. But we still are a bit in the dark on what's going on. But anyway, so people went and participated, and then they got airdropped, you know, Eigenlayer tokens, but these tokens were locked. And something about VCs. See, I don't have all the exact details for you, but basically Eigenlayer and Eigenlayer's VCs were exposed for using retail, or like you and me, like the normal people, the 99%, using us as like exit liquidity because of course they know when like unlocks are going to happen or like when airdrops are going to happen, so they know when to sell in advance, something like that. And so it was this huge drama, and it really just exposed the main problem that exists in crypto, which I'm going to show you an amazing project in a minute that's like the solution to this problem. Because it's a problem that affects everybody in crypto, where, you know, crypto's confusing, which is why I have this channel for you. Crypto can be very, very confusing. And there are so many loud voices and so many people that are like experts or influencers or top traders, or it's really hard to know who to follow. And so, but what's going on? And it's really good. Like if you're here, like I'm so glad you're hearing this, because what's so troubling and what happens in crypto is that, and I've explained this in previous videos, but it may not have sunk in, you know, or maybe you already know this. But by the time you can buy a token on an IDO launchpad, you know, like Paid Network or Ape Terminal, or by the time you can buy it on an exchange, like you're late. Because there are multiple rounds, investment rounds, and I know this because I've participated in these. There's like 3 or 4 rounds of private investment opportunities before a project is listed publicly. And usually the price difference is pretty big. Like it's a little different for every project, but you know, if you're coming in on the family friends round or series A, B, or they have different series. You can buy like a project that will, for like 2 cents, like very, very, very cheap, very cheap. And by the time it sells on an exchange, as I was saying, these original investors, or the VCs typically, or angel investors, like they've already like 10x'd their original investment by the time a project gets to market. So by the time it gets to market, they know that you and me, what are we going to do? We're going to get so excited and we're going to go get ready to buy, and we're going to buy. We're going to put in our hard-earned money, right? Well, they know this is going to happen. And they bought it for like a tremendous discount, like a 70% discount, that as they know is going to happen. So once a project gets listed, what do? They sell as soon as it pumps. So it's this huge scheme because they, of course, have the schedules. They know when all the unlocks are going to happen. And so it's a big problem, because crypto, there's the financial side, like the investment side, and then there's the technology side. And even from the financial side, there's the investment opportunity, but then there's also just the fact that it allows you and me to be our own banks, to be in control of our own financial future and assets. So if behind the scenes there's this scheme going on where like the big rich people, the whales, are able to buy up these investments at such a like miniature small little price, and then they know when to sell on us as soon as we all get excited and go chase the shiny thing, that's a problem, because like it's going to scare people away, as what happened with Eigenlayer, and it's never going to allow the small people, and in like the struggling, let's just say it, like the struggling countries of the world, like my original country, Bolivia. Well, I'm half, but like one of my, cultural heritage backgrounds is from Bolivia, South America, and it's a poor country, and it's like, it's sad. Like it's these people that need crypto. They need the financial opportunity, Anyway, so all of this to explain what happened with Eigenlayer, what's wrong with what happened, and why this brings me to this tweet, which is kind of funny because it says crypto memes, right? So we're not talking about Eigenlayer anymore. We're talking about crypto memes. It says crypto memes are a revolution against the bloated VC coins that dump on clueless retail investors that don't know what fully diluted valuation is. This is largely an issue caused by regulatory red tape and another example of the law of unintended consequences caused by SEC protecting individuals by letting them only buy on public. Because there's laws, right? Like you have to be an accredited investor to be able to buy in these like private rounds. So that's the red tape they're talking about, right? It says, makes me sick. Bid the meme coins. So like go bet on the meme coins and fight against the bloated and grifty VC token structure. So it's really interesting because some people would say, and I've thought it a few times myself, of how like, sorry, it's cold here, of how meme coins are just like shit coins, excuse my language, or there's nothing really there outside of like Shiba, maybe, that like built out a use case for it, or in like Pepe coin, the original Pepe coin, that allows you to earn based AI. Super awesome AI project I've spoken about in previous videos. But outside of that, most people think of meme coins as like shit coins, But what's interesting of meme coins is that VCs don't get in early. Like the meme coin comes out and it's out, like when it comes out, anyone can buy, and like that's it. People buy and trade fairly. So it's a really interesting perspective on the actual power represented in meme coins, which we know actually is a representation of culture and of the people, right? Because it's the people. It's like the lottery. It's like the people are the ones that go buy meme coins because they're simple to understand and they're fun. And how awesome that at the same time, these are the tokens that actually end up representing a fair market. Very, very interesting. Like, it's really interesting how the market unfolds. That said, man, this brings me to some news that's not so exciting, but it's just not shocking once again. I should have shared it at the beginning of this video, but basically, there were like, what? Like 440 million and 58, almost $59 million worth liquidated in both long and short positions today, which is awful, right? But this brings me to a point, and I know today's video is a little long-winded, but just bear with me because I did a ton of research. Like, I didn't make a video for you guys yesterday, but that doesn't mean I wasn't researching. And the right people, you know what I mean? What really happens and what really moves the market, as you would know, is emotion, right? Like, a chart is just a chart. And that's why they say that the best traders are those that can trade like emotionless. And so if you like grab that reasoning and you like unfold it, you know, what you realize is that in the same way, like, it's emotion, it's people. Like, it's like if you have your hard-earned money, it's like invested, and then you hear someone else hold, and then someone else hears someone else hold, and like before you know, it's like whew, fear, you know, and everyone just goes and sells. That's what moves the market. It's not like the actual asset, right, that in itself does anything. It's the people. And so that's what this really represents here, is that there's massive fear in the market because we have a war, because the US, you know, is in extreme debt. And later you will see here in a minute, I think they're printing again. And there's just, man, like, there's so much going on, you know, like the crypto space is being attacked. So much going on. So it has people really, really scared, you know. And this tweet by Kyle, you can probably hear him in the other room. He's really loud. He says it, you know, he's like, excuse my language, damn, this looks absolutely brutal to the average person. Probably hearing people crack out those, how's your crypto doing, LOL jokes. But for the big brains, this is an incredible opportunity for 3 reasons. 1, price will slowly bleed, consolidate for days and weeks, and then go higher. So great time, in my opinion, for DCAing, or dollar cost averaging, right? Just a little bit, same amount every day, into the coins you have high conviction in. 2, this period gives you ample opportunity to observe what coins in your current portfolio and what sectors are showing strength. They will bounce back hardest. 3, this gives you time to not panic sell, but rather research, research, research. It's not over. It's just history repeating itself. And we're going to look at some charts in a minute, but that's all that's going on, guys. Like, sure, this correction has been a little intense, but also we have had, you know, institutional money and proper giants enter the crypto space for the first time in history. So of course, the dips are going to be lower and the highs are going to be higher this bull run. I've said this before, like at least four times. Don't quote me. At least 4 times in other videos I've said, okay? I think I'm like the first person to say it, honestly. Okay, so there have been 5 Bitcoin bull markets. In an average bull market, you will have to survive the following to ride to the top. 6, 5 to 10 drawdowns or corrections. 3, 10 to 20% drawdowns. 2, 20 to 30% drawdowns. 1, 30 to 40% drawdown. And 1, 40 to 70% drawdown. Like, if you can just let this sink in, don't just listen to me. Like, let this sink in. If you can see yourself waking up and seeing a 10% discount, like drop, which is technically a discount, you know, a 20 to 30% drawdown. If you can wake up and literally see the chart do that, and see, like, imagine yourself not selling, panic selling, then you have what it takes to ride at the top, because that is what this bull market is going to bring, okay? And this is historical data. So now that we have big institutional money, it's going to be bigger. But at the same time, like, know yourself. Know yourself. And if you cannot handle this, then don't put yourself in a position that you will regret. Don't over allocate yourself. DCA, dollar cost average into Bitcoin, because it's always and forever going to be, it's the gold. Do we care if gold's price goes down a little bit here and there? No. Why? Because it's gold. That's what Bitcoin is. So, like, if you cannot afford to lose your money and you need long-term investment, financial security, then put your money into Bitcoin. Like, only. But if you can stomach a little bit of a roller coaster, then put a little percentage, depending on how much you can handle losing. And being able to have the capacity to, like, look away. During these days, like, have I been looking at my portfolio? I think I looked at it once because I ran out of cash. And so I just needed cash, so I had to go look at my wallets. But have I been panicking? No, like, at all. If anything, the thought that's been running through my head is like, oh, good. Whew, like, big sigh, I have time. I have time to still look at my portfolio again, get a little bit more organized. I've shared this tool, Kaito, with you. It's a little expensive, but Kyle uses it all the time, and it shows you, the internet's being slow, it shows you, like, where money's moving. And I'm going to leave it up because it's been busy. Okay, we've been on the road and, like, moving and seen different doctors, and so it's been very busy. It's not an excuse, but it's been very busy for me. But I'm going to sign up because that's, once again, that is what this bull run has, like, this last huge steep correction, which, by the way, is going to last for a little bit. Okay, so just be ready. It's going to be ups and downs, but they're saying it's going to be until, like, August or September, just historically. So that's why they say sell in May and go away and then come back in September. So I'm not freaking out. I'm seeing it as a time to buy more. I'm so happy. Bitcoin's cheaper now. I can buy more. If you bought it when it was more expensive, as I have done as well, don't worry, like, when Bitcoin's $1 million, are you going to care if you bought it for 50,000 or 60,000? No, because that's where Bitcoin's going. So I'm not worried about it. I'm just happy I have time to buy more. And this is what this guy Bully says. He says, when you hate crypto and want to leave, buy. He says, buy when you hate crypto and want to leave. Sell when you're about to show your significant other your portfolio balance. Like, when you find yourself bragging, like, oh, look how much I made or whatever, like, that's your time. Like, ding, 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 sell. Like, 15%, 20%. Sell something. Pay yourself. I didn't do it this last time, but everything that I'm holding, I'm happy with. There's only, like, Pepe that I'm, like, I have a little bit still in Pepe, like the copycat Pepe, not the original Pepe coin. But I'm keeping some in it because it's going to pump, and it's just my way of, like, diversifying. But other than that, I'm happy with my holdings. And yeah. So this chart, I just wanted to show you. Yeah, so this just shows you, like, the trend line that Bitcoin is on. This is October 2023. This is the line, right? So, like, we're right on that line. So we're still, like, on the right trajectory to keep going up. And we're going to go up, guys. It's going to be so parabolic. But for now, it's a buying opportunity. Very exciting. And yes, as this chart shows, see where I'm pointing? This is the deepest, like, retracement or dip we have seen. Previously, it was 21.81, and previously to that, it was 22.09. But that said, it's only, like, 2 points higher, like, or more of a retracement. But as I said, This is to be expected because we have more players in the game, in the market, more liquidity, so everything is just magnified. And I won't go into this in detail because this video is getting very long, but it sounds like the US Treasury announces its first Treasury buyback operation since 2002. So here we go, guys. This is a bank bailout. Yeah, I'm going to link this below for you. You can go read it. But yeah, so that is, I guess, some positive news, because if this is a bank bailout, like, it just ultimately it's not good for the market, but in the short term, it gives people a false sense of security that like the government's there and is like bailing them out and it's going to protect them from losing their money. But like protecting them from what? Like the US dollars, what is it? It's been down, it's like down like 25%, like crazy. Its buying power is disappearing. And then this is from Aaron, researcher at Master Ventures. He says, the path to Bitcoin cycle top is built upon fear, panic, and market crashes. Only those that are able to endure the pain will be the ones that make it to the top. And it's true. It's like I was saying, like if you can hang on and be okay with the roller coaster and throwing up a few times, then this is for you. But if you can't, then like it's not for you, and it's important to know that now, you know, so you can save yourself. But that said, we're going to wrap it up with a beautiful announcement. I should have brought this to you guys yesterday, but I was unbelievably tired. We had to move, and it was like, oh my gosh. And I'm still communicating with doctors in the US at like 1, 2, 3 in the morning. But anyway, it's Commonwealth. They launched their alpha fund yesterday. So this is a pretty awesome project, as I've mentioned before, because like with what we saw with Eigenlayer and how like they were basically rugged on and tricked by the VCs, and it was just crazy. Commonwealth is a project that allows, it's like an aggregator of all the top crypto projects that are vetted by the top VCs in the crypto space, from where all our deal flow pretty much comes from before they get to the exchanges. Okay, so a lot of these VCs are now deciding to stand with the 99% or the average person and share their deal flow to Commonwealth. And for the community members, and they have an app, you can go download it. Go check them out, Commonwealth, on Twitter, X. You can go participate in different funds, and it's amazing because you get to buy into these projects at the same price that VCs get to buy into, which basically means that by the time the project comes to market, like you're already in profit. Like you are already in profit, and that's the way rich people do it. That said, this brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed. I know it was long. I know I look like I'm in winter wonderland. I'm actually in Bangkok, but it's cold in here because that's how the babe likes it. Freezing. But I love you guys very much. I'm sorry if you guys were impacted or affected by this whole Eigenlayer drama, or if you're like scared about like what you're hearing going on. Oh no, CZ's going to jail. Oh no, Tornado Cash, or consensus is, you know, Vitalik going to jail. Who knows? There's a lot of fear in the market, but remember that that's how the big people make money. They create scenarios, they create fear. So we stop buying, we start selling, and this allows them to come in and buy. It's a game. It's a giant, giant chess game. But that said, I hope you stay steady, stay encouraged, and yeah, I'll be back here tomorrow. All right, love you guys. Bye.